Hello leather crafters, it's Nancy from Leather Class. Today we're going to talk about how to set eyelets. Now eyelets can be found in lots of products such as jewellery, in this leather corset I've got here, where the eyelets are used to reinforce the holes that have been made to make them stronger, so that when you pull the lacing through, the holes will not, be made larger or wear away. So these are really good for making the holes stronger. They come in different colours, such as these here, and also in different sizes. In order to set our eyelets, we need to first make a hole. Now you can either do that with a rotary punch as I've got here. And what I like about the rotary punch is that on this particular one, it tells you the millimeters. So for example here, I've got 4 millimeter hole set, and I'm using 4 millimeter sized eyelets. And so that's the hole that I need to make in my leather. If you don't have a rotary cutter, then you can use a single drive hole punch. And so choose the relevant size hole to fit your eyelet, and then just use the hammer and make a hole through your leather. But here I'm just going to put a hole in this piece of scrap leather here, which happens to be some recycled leather that I had hanging around. And so what we do is we get the eyelet and we just push it through on the pretty side of the leather, so not the fleshy side but the grain side. So just push that through and that fits quite snugly. Now if we were going to put the same eyelet on a thinner leather, then I probably won't do a 4 millimeter hole. I'd probably go down to something like 3.5 or 3 millimeters, because with thinner leather it stretches, and what we want is a nice snug fit of the eyelet, and we don't want it to move around. But we'll come back to the thinner leather in a second. So we put that through, and you can actually then go ahead and then bash this down so that it stays in securely. But what I like to do is to use a washer, which will then cover the outside or the back side of the leather. This means that you've got a nice rounded edge. Without the washer on the back of the eyelet, then you could get sharp edges, which, if you're using that in jewellery, especially on the bracelet, is not going to be nice on the wrist. And I just think it looks more professional anyway. It just gives a much more finished look. So what we do is we then just pop that on top, and you'll find that with the washer there is a right side to the washer and a wrong side to the washer. So on the wrong side there's like a little indentation that goes around, but if you turn it over you'll see it's much more smoother. So I would pay attention to which is the right and wrong side when you actually go to attach it. You will need an anvil. And the anvil, they could come with a cutter and the driver as well, that drives the back of the washer or drives the eyelet through the leather. So what we do, so we push the eyelet through the right side of the leather, and then we're going to put it down onto the anvil. So this little pokey bit on the anvil comes through the hole a little bit, and then we get the washer, place that on top. Oh, the other thing is to mention is that there should be a little bit of the eyelet showing through the leather. You don't want it to be completely flush or sunken down, because then you won't be able to set the washer on top. So there needs to be a little bit of lip of the back of the eyelet sticking through, and then we will put the washer on there. Then we get our driver, which looks like this. Place it on top, get our hammer, and then as we're hammering, we're just going to rotate a little bit so that we have a nice rounded finish. Okay, that's pretty secure. And if you want to make it, if you find that your eyelet is a little bit loose, just put it back on the anvil and then hammer it again. I just think I'll give this a little bit more. But basically, that is how you set an eyelet in leather. Now, let's have a look at a thinner leather. In this example, where I've used this thinner leather, I can see that the eyelet is sticking up out of the leather, and it doesn't look nice, and it's probably not that secure. So what you could do, so this is the thickness of this leather that I'm using, is to get a scrap of the same thickness of leather or a little bit thicker. I think I'll just use this bit. Okay, so this is the front side, so we're gonna go and put these two together so that the backs of the leather are showing. Then we'll make our hole as before. And as this is thinner leather, yes, I'm going to move this on to about 3, I think I'll make it 3.5. Make the hole. So you've got those lined up together. Then on the front side of the leather, we're going to push through the eyelet. And then, as before, put on a washer. Sometimes it's quite tricky to see which is the right side of the washer. So put that on. Oops. That's another thing that happens. They like to pop off sometimes. That's it. Right, good. Put the driver on, and then going to right, I think here I've whacked it too many times, and that can happen, so learn from this mistake. So let's try again. So I was just a bit too enthusiastic before, and sometimes, you know, these things happen when you're so excited. But okay, calm down, and let's have a go again. So I'll put that eyelet through. I think I'm just gonna get the washer here, easier. Put on this way, and then put the whole thing into place. Okay, this time let's be a bit more gentle. It is actually best to tap away a little bit, not too hard, and then check it and make sure that it is nice and flat and round, so I can see that it needs to be hit again. So let's go for that. Yes, that's better. Okay, and that is nice and secure now. And it's nicely rounded on the front and not bashed in like this one. So that is how you would set rivets. So hope you enjoy using that technique in your leather work. Please like this video if you like this video, subscribe and hit the notification bell for the next video. See you next time. Bye for now.